All right, hey everybody, and welcome to Site Review Tuesday. I'm Robert with Zenfolio Customer Success, and I want to say thanks for joining us on the live stream today. Today is Site Review Tuesday. We're going to be reviewing 3 websites. 2 are going to come from our backlog. 1 is going to come from you guys. So those of you guys who have been hanging out with us for a while, go ahead and drop a number in the chat 1 through 90 to get us started on that random site. This is how things are going to go down today. We're going to be doing 3 websites, 15 minutes per review. 2 of the sites are going to come from our backlog, and then 1 of the sites is going to come from you guys who are hanging out with us in the live chat audience. So also, if you guys haven't submitted your site to be reviewed yet, go down, click that link in the bottom of the video description down there, and submit your site to be reviewed. All right, so we got a couple of you guys already chatting with us. We got Craigslist hanging out with us saying it's Tuesday. Lynn says he's back in Michigan and the sun is shining. That is amazing. JD Angle, Fred Brown, Daniel Lee says 1, so we're going to get to that site next. And as always, you guys, on Site Review Tuesday, I've got the amazing Miss Katie hanging out with me, taking care of you guys in chat, so make sure that you show her some love. All right, thank you so much. I appreciate you so much, Katie, for hanging out here with me. All right, hey, if this is your first time hanging out with us, make sure you say hi in the chat. Let us know where you're from. Hey, I got a question for you guys. Who is becoming better cooks or chefs during this quarantine? I know I am, or trying to at least. The other day I ran into the kitchen all willy-nilly. I was going to cook up an omelet and totally messed it up, and the whole thing came out like all cattywampus. But I've been working on my food skills. Anybody else working on their food skills? Let me know in the chat what you guys are cooking up. I'm curious to hear what you guys got going on. All right, special announcements really quick. Let's see, you guys might have seen this. You might have heard something about this. BookMe is here. If you guys were hanging out with me last Thursday, I was dropping a lot of hints. Well, guess what? BookMe's here, and I'm going to give you a quick sneak peek of what that looks like, where it's at in your account. And then, as always, guys, we are continuing on with our challenge of getting you guys to post something positive daily. So make sure that as photographers that we share our images out on our social media. We put things out there that are going to make people smile, and that we work together to create a positive atmosphere and environment, especially while we're all going through this together, COVID-19, hanging out at the house. So make sure that we all work together to put positive stuff up on our social media and shine some light in this world. All right, let's see. Fred Brown says, get an air fryer. It will change your life. Nice. I've been looking at those. Maybe I'll take you up on that, Fred, and try one out. All right. Okay, so let me hide the announcements really quick. And guys, like I said, if you haven't submitted your site to be reviewed, make sure you get it in the link, because we're going to be pulling a site from one of you guys today to do the 3rd and final review. Let's see. A couple more you guys jumped on here. Irene, Vicky, Hache Mendez. Hopefully I said it right. Janelle, Jamie, Irina, hopefully I'm saying your guys' name right. If not, I am always up for being made fun of in the chat. You can go ahead and do that now if you want to. Okay, so the first number that I saw was Daniel Leith, or number 1 out there. So we're going to be pulling that site up in a second. But I just want to show you guys this really quick. In your account, do this today, okay? Listen, take my advice. Do this today. Go in your accounts and look for the little Book Me button right here and check it out. There may be a special thing going on, okay? Check it out. Don't hesitate. Don't wait. You need to go check this out today, right after you get off the live stream. Go check it out, okay? Okay, the number that I saw was number 1, so we're going to get that pulled up. We're going to get 15 minutes on the clock. Let me go see which site is site number 1. All right, let's see here. That's going to be Diana Barnes Photography. So I'm going to drag that over here. And guys, you guys know the rules, right? We're doing this. It's all for fun. We're going to be giving out points, some fun things during the review, but we're not really keeping score or anything like that. This is all just for fun, to help you guys see some things that you can do to change your Zenfolio account to improve it, and then also to see what other people are doing really well with their Zenfolio account as well. So there's no shenanigans going on or anything like that. This is just a bunch of fun and helping you guys see what you can do with Zenfolio and ways that you can make improvements and other things that people are doing with their accounts as well. All right, so here we go. All right, 15 minutes up on the clock. We're going to get started, and I'm going to pull this down so you guys can see that web address. That's DianaBarnesPhotography.com. So we're going to go ahead and get started right here. Just up on the top, something that I always like to point out when I pull this down is this title up here. Okay, this is a thing that we fill out right whenever we create our account, and usually we forget to go back and do something else with this. Now this title, why does it matter? It matters because if you go to Google right now and you type in photographer near me, all of those bold headlines that you see in the search results, that's the website title. And so Diana, right now, if somebody were to do a search and go down through Google, this is the only thing that would be showing. So what you can do is put more information in here, the type of photography you do, the location that you're in. That kind of information will really help SEO results. Okay, so this title is important. And if you guys aren't familiar with where this setting is in your account, it's going to be under Account. Okay, so hover over your name in the top right corner, click on Account, go down to Website, and then go to Search Engine Optimization, and there'll be a title section and a website description. Spend some time there. It will well be worth it, I promise. All right. We're going to pull this back up. Actually, let me pull it back down here really quick, because the next thing I want to point out is I love the colors that you're using, okay? I love that you have a custom logo in here, but this logo is really tight to the edges of the site right here, okay? So you've done a really great job at creating this logo. It fits in here nice. I can tell that you've cropped in really close to it, and the way I can tell that is by how tight it's fitting here, which is what you want. You want your logo to be tight, but what you want to do is you want to go into your site header settings, okay, and add some padding on this logo just a little bit so it doesn't look like your D is fighting for space over here. All right, and up here at the top, let's just give that logo a little bit of breathing room just to make it feel not so cramped, but it's a really cool logo. I love the colors. I love the design that you have going on here. I think this is absolutely beautiful. Okay, let's go ahead and move this back up and we'll keep going. All right, let's take a look at your homepage images here. So you're using a manual slider. This is a really cool thing to use on your homepage because it allows you to do exactly what you're seeing here. You're seeing horizontal images mixed with portrait oriented images, and it's actually fitting the whole thing in here. Okay, so normally if you mix portrait-oriented images with landscape-oriented images on your homepage, the portrait-oriented images scale up really big and end up being cropped off, and that's the whole reason why you want to use this photo strip. So this is a great use of the photo strip. The one thing that I'm going to point out is that it looks like initially you selected a layout that had a sidebar menu. Okay, so you might want to go back and either go up and look at your layout and switch it out from one that's using a sidebar menu to one that's just using the header menu so that this little overlay goes away. Or you can actually go into Theme Designer and you can't turn this overlay off, but you can go in there and find that setting and actually drop the opacity so that that's completely transparent and nothing can be, and that color is not here. So it doesn't have like this weird little cloud looking cover over here, okay? But so far, I think you've got a pretty cool start. Just a few things here on the homepage. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to follow your site menu here. Okay, so I always say the site menu is your roadmap for visitors to your website. So we're starting out with clients. Okay, so one of the things we want to think about is your homepage designed to service your clients? And if it is, that's perfectly fine. But if your homepage is designed for acquisition, which is what I usually recommend your homepage be for, right? Your homepage is usually made to attract new clients, to attract visitors, to get more leads. You might want to think about this path that you've laid out, because as a visitor who's never visited your site, never had any kind of interaction, I'm kind of wondering, okay, where am I going to go to look and see the information that I want to see? Your best images, your portfolio work, those kinds of things. And so that's the kind of navigation you want to think about whenever you're building this stuff, okay? So we're going to go ahead and follow your path. We'll click on clients. And I want you guys to see this really quick. Okay, so this did open up in a new browser tab. And this is the gallery or the client access page. So I would actually have to know a gallery ID. Enter a gallery ID here to go and access that gallery. So a couple of things here. Again, this might not be the best page choice to lead off with in your site menu, Also, too, this doesn't necessarily need to open up in a new tab. We are keeping your Zenfolio navigation here, so there's not really a reason for this to open up in a new tab. If you guys missed last week's site review, I had a website where almost every single link that I clicked opened up in a new tab, and at the end I pulled my browser down and you guys could see how many tabs I had open and how confusing that could get. So the only time I really recommend having a link open up to a new tab like this is if we're leaving your Zenfolio account and we're losing that navigation. That's the only time that I would really recommend having that open up in a new tab like that. Okay, so there's nothing I can do on this page. I have no idea what a client gallery ID is. So Diana, I want you to think about something for a second. I want you to think about if you were a visitor to this site, a prospective new client, and you clicked on that first client link and it opens up into a new tab to a page that you cannot progress forward on. Think about what that experience is going to be like for somebody who's just now learning about your business. That could possibly be the very first interaction experience they have with your brand, with your website, with you. Is this the experience that you want to provide to a first-time visitor to your site? That's the question that I'm posing to you with this. Okay, so whenever you create your site menu items, Jeannie, whenever you create your site menu items, when you're creating that, there's a little checkbox that you actually have to go check that says open in a new tab. As long as you don't check that box, then it's not going to do the new tab. Okay, let's progress on through this. So the next option we have is blog. So let's go check out your blog. And again, let me bring this down so you guys can see this. That's opening up in a new tab as well. Okay, so again, first two menu items I'm clicking, I'm staying on your Zenfolio site. The first one that I clicked, I can't access anything past that page. The next one is opening up to a new tab. Now this takes me to your blog. Nothing that there's anything wrong with this, but again, I would not have this opening up into a new tab. There's not really a reason for it. It's just going to cause a lot of clutter on your client's browser. Okay, so let's check out your blog really quick though, because that's where we're at. So one of the things you want to make sure that you're doing whenever you're creating your blog, if you're using a layout like this, go back and look at your images, okay? Make sure that you don't have a blog image where it's a baby with the head kind of cropped off here, okay? So we want to be thinking about these blog images after we're publishing these, going back and looking at them, making sure that they're looking the way that we want. We might need to clean the image up. We might need to alter it just a little bit. There's lots of things that you can do to make sure that this blog preview looks as good as possible. But let's go ahead and just click in your blog and let's see how up to date this blog is, okay? All right, and my internet's being a little bit slow, you guys, so bear with me. All right, and then I clicked refresh and got impatient, so bear with me here. My internet's trying to be slow on me. It looks like this blog post was August 26th, 2016. So that is the first blog post, August 26th, 2016. That's what, 4 years old. So Diana, I think you've got a great start to your homepage, but I'm really wanting to drive home this, okay? I'm really wanting to drive this particular thing home. Okay, the first menu item took me to a client's gallery that I couldn't progress past. The second menu item, and I'm always thinking about things from a visitor, right? A potential client. The second menu item, and I hit a blog post page, or the last blog post is from 4 years ago. So just think about the mental perception that a visitor is going to have when they're seeing these things and they're progressing through this. Okay, I think you have some beautiful, beautiful photos, but I'm just wanting you to think about how this is presenting your brand and your business to your potential clients. Okay, so now we're going to galleries and we're at the all photographs group. And the all photographs group is something that I never ever recommend showing on your website, because all photographs is your Zenfolio hard drive. All right. And if you're shooting client photos, if you're uploading personal backups to Zenfolio, like maybe you're uploading your cell phone photos or something like that, you don't want people getting access to this all photographs group, because you're probably going to have galleries and different things in that group that you don't want people accessing. Okay. So what you want to think about for this is if I'm a visitor and I'm just trying to learn about your business, I'm trying to see what type of photographer you are. I've tried 3 menu items, and so far I kind of feel like I've struck out a little bit. Okay, so that's the mental perception that I'm starting to develop as a visitor. Your images are beautiful, but how do I get to where I see the images that you want me to see? Where is your portfolio where you're presenting to me your best work and saying, hey, if you hire me as a photographer, here's the type of work that you can expect in a really quick and easily digestible format, right? A drop-down portfolio works really well where you have several galleries set up with your best images from the different genres of photography that you do, making sure that it's easy for me as a visitor to go in and find that information as quickly as possible. All right, so let's just go ahead and take a look at some of this. I'm in your all photographs, so hopefully I don't click and access anything that I shouldn't be seeing, but just to keep it safe, we're going to stick with maybe these first 3 up here. Okay, so we're going to go in here. We'll just take a look at your beach photos. All right. And there's some beautiful photos. I mean, look at this beach. I'm super jealous right now because I love the ocean, and it's been a while since I've got to go check out the ocean. So I am really missing the beach right now. And these photos are just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, so a couple of things in here. You guys, if you've hung around Site Review Tuesdays for a while, a lot of this is going to be the same. Missing a gallery caption. Okay, I have no idea where these beach photos are, so if you're selling these for wall art or anything like that, right now there's not a lot of information in here to get me here as a visitor through searching or anything like that. I'm not seeing a gallery caption. I don't see image titles. There are a lot of images here as well, and if we scroll down to the bottom, you guys can just see there's a lot of images loading. If we scroll down to the bottom, I'm not seeing any categories and keywords either. So I would definitely think about cleaning this gallery up a little bit, maybe doing a beach drop down where you have sunsets, sunrises, beach silhouette photos, different things like that. So you're sectioning these out in different categories to make it a little bit easier to navigate to and to find what I'm looking for. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and let's move on to your information. I want to make sure that we kind of get through most of this information and investments. So far, as a visitor, here is what I don't know about your business. I don't know where you're located. I have not seen a portfolio. I've seen your all galleries. I've seen the images on the homepage. But if I'm looking to hire you as a senior photographer or a wedding photographer or just a family portrait photographer, I don't even know if you do any of that type of work. Now, I see a newborns item. We're going to try to get to that. But there's a lot of information that as a visitor, I don't know about you, and I'm already at your 4th site menu item, and I've already seen your all photographs. So something to think about on your website, okay? I need to know where you're located, and that way I know if I can even hire you. I need to know what type of photography you're doing, see your portfolios, things like that. Make it easy for me to get there. And guys, we've got like a minute 40 left, so go ahead and throw a number out in the chat. We're going to be doing 90 through 150. So throw a number out in the chat. That's going to determine the next website that we review. So go ahead and get that number out in the chat for me. Okay, so let's scroll down and read this information. Now, this is a custom page. Kudos to you. So I'm going to say great job setting up a custom page. And again, Diana, you have some stunning and just beautiful images. Okay, your images are absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous photos. But I am stuck trying to figure things out as a visitor, trying to figure out where I need to go, what I'm supposed to be looking at, the information that I'm looking for. Okay. All right, so we're going to go down here and we'll just read. So it lets me know some session information. Okay, and then right here is kind of the first place I've come across any location information right here. That's the first place I've kind of come across that information location. So again, think about all the stuff that I haven't seen or learned about you to this point and how much I've explored your website already. And now we're seeing session information, okay? Beautiful images, really cool custom page. I can tell that you've spent some time in here. All right, so I think that this is really cool. And this is where I'm starting to kind of learn and see the type of photography that you do right here. All right, if you're gonna take the time to make these custom pages, okay, in these little session breakdowns right here, think about putting a link to a call to action, to a contact button or something like that. Now, we've only got 3 seconds left, so I'm not going to make it through the majority of your site or the newborn section. Beautiful site, beautiful, beautiful images. I just feel like as a visitor, I got really lost. So just go back and think about those things. Think about that navigation. Let's think about the visitor experience, okay? But Diana, thank you so much for submitting your site. Very, very beautiful. All right, let me check back on you guys here in chat really quick. What's the next number that we got here? All right, looks like Irene claimed that first one. She said site 101. So I'm going to be pulling that up here in just a second. If you guys haven't submitted your site to be reviewed, the link to do that is in the description below this video. So it's not hidden inside your mom's meatloaf. That link to submit your site is down below the video in the description. Just click on that, get your site submitted there, because we're going to be doing a review of one of your guys' sites right after this next one that I'm pulling up. So website 101, let me go grab that really quick. And it looks like that's going to be kjportraits.com. So let me get that pulled over here. And we're going to get, let me get that here. We're going to get 15 minutes up on the clock. So weird getting them resized and that like that. Okay, we're going to get 15 minutes up on the clock. Guys, like I said, the next site's going to be coming from one of you guys. So you have 15 minutes to get your site reviewed. If you haven't done it yet, Katie's throwing that link out there in the chat for me. Make sure that you get it in there. Here we go, 15 minutes. All right, and let me pull this down so you guys can see that web address. Okay, so that web address is kjportraits.com. And then I'm going to point out my first part of the review. We see kjportraits.com up here and KJ Photos Photography here. Not that that's a huge issue, okay? But when you start thinking about establishing your brand, that's why people do brand colors. That's why people do logos. Things like that to establish something that people remember. So you just want to think about, are you referring yourself to as KJ Photos, KJ Portraits? Think about that. Make sure that you're using the same verbiage so that that name becomes familiarized with your clients and their friends and all of that. So think about that kind of branding. Now up here, it looks like you do have some more information, some additional information in the title. So good job up here. We can see it kind of going on. So right there, you can see what it says. KJ Photos Photography, Madison, Wisconsin Photography. So right there, you guys can see that little pop-up come up. Now, something I didn't point out earlier, we still have the Zenfolio favicon up here, so you could definitely upload something up here that's not a deal breaker. I wouldn't lose any sleep over that, but it is just another way that you can customize your site, adding a favicon up here. All right, and that favicon is 16 pixels by 16 pixels, just in case you're wondering. All right, let's go ahead and get started here. All right, I think you have a really, really cool setup. I like the colors. I like the branding. I like the, this really cool background. And I like this slideshow that you have set up here. Okay, lots of really cool images so far that I'm looking at. Your site menus right here, and it looks like you're utilizing the drop-down menus on there. So I'm going to say great job on that, utilizing that drop-down menu. We're going to come back up here in a minute. Oh, that was a really cool photo. We're going to come back up here in a minute and look at these images a little bit closer. Some of the things that you might think about doing is if you're going to show these mixed orientations, you might think about maybe doing a collage where you put 3 of them together so that this space is always full and doesn't have kind of this weird black edge around it. What do you guys think in chat? Do you think it would look better if that space was full, maybe some collages of those portrait-oriented images next to each other? Or do you think it looks okay with the black bar around it? What do you guys think in chat? Let me know. But we're going to go down here. So lots of good information right here. Okay, on the home page, within a few seconds, we can see exactly where this photographer is located. Right here, award-winning photographer, Madison, Wisconsin, right here. So some great information already in here. And then it looks like we have contact information, lots of different things in here. Now, I definitely don't suggest that you could have all of this stuff showing on your homepage. And in fact, there's probably some of this stuff that I would recommend turning off. The search, are you actually setting things up for people to search for their photos? Are you keywording photos for them to be searched for? Is this something that you want people coming and trying to use and trying to find their photos, because if they see it, they're going to play around with it and try to use it. So if you're setting it up to be used and you understand how it works, that's perfectly fine. If this is something where you're like, it was just on there and I wasn't sure, so I left it on there, I'm going to say remove it. Anything that you can't have a direct answer of this is why it's there. If it's just like, that might be nice to have, or I wasn't really sure what it was, so I just left it. I'm going to tell you probably that most cases, less is more. Removing these things is going to have less things for people to kind of click around on and get lost in. So you just want to kind of think about that and kind of keep things at a minimum. All right, especially when it comes to visitors, the number of photos and the number of videos. I don't really think like this is information that you want to be or that need to be displayed. Not that there's a problem with it, but we want to keep the people who come to your site focused. Okay, whether it's a client coming to find their images or a visitor coming to learn more about your business, think about things, think about the goal of the site. Does knowing the number of visitors, the number of photos online help those people accomplish what you want them to accomplish? And if the answer is no, go ahead and turn it off. That way we keep people undistracted and they can move towards the goal that we have for them, whether it's contacting us to hire us or getting to their photos to place purchases. All right, contact information down here. I think that this is perfectly fine. Featured galleries and collections. If you're using this for like a portfolio section where you kind of want to show off your work, I probably would not have it down here. I might turn that option off and then go up here and maybe have portfolio as a drop down somewhere up here. Okay, because right now, again, I'm seeing client proofs, seeing client stuff, and then I'm seeing portrait packages. So if I'm a visitor, I know where I need to go to see your client's photos. And I know where I think I need to go to see how much your packages cost. But where am I going to go to see examples of your work more than just what's showing here on your homepage? Where am I going to go to see specific senior galleries or things like that? That I'm kind of left wondering. Now, lots of cool images, lots of really, really beautiful photos. There are quite a few here. So just to kind of scroll through, lots of photos here. Some of them look newer than others. So I'm going to say you might want to come back, take a look at this. If you have some older images on here, maybe you want to think about replacing them or just removing them. And then also too, the images on the homepage, you might want to think about maybe not showing the logo or the watermark. That's up to you. Obviously, if you're worried about people screenshotting your images, you could definitely leave it on. It's not a deal breaker, but it is kind of shown up here. And some of these don't have it on there. So maybe you just want to set it up to be consistent. Okay, let's follow the path that you've set up for us. So let's follow your site menu. And again, I'm doing this from the point of view of a prospective visitor, somebody who's not a client yet, because you have your clients. They're already doing business with you, where I want to think about visitors. So let's go to client proofs and let's just see your senior portrait customers. Okay, and so this is a link to a group. And one of the things I want to point out here is I now have access to the all photographs group. Okay, so these are your breadcrumbs. And if I wanted to, I could click on all photographs. It would take me to your all photographs folder. And then anything that you have not properly accessed or set up the access control settings for inside your all photographs, then I would be able to access. Now, I'm not going to click on it because I don't know how you have it set up, but this is probably something that you do not want showing on your site. Okay, and the way that you get rid of that is you go under customize view for your website, go down in the bottom left and go to site settings, and then I think it's on the general tab. There's a little option that you can uncheck that says show the top level all photographs group. If you uncheck that, then it's going to remove this from your breadcrumbs and people are not going to be seeing it there. So something to think about here, okay, that all photographs group. Okay, now this is your senior customers, and it looks like you have these separated in groups by the year. Okay, so again, I don't know if this is something I'm supposed to be seeing as a visitor or not. Now, when I click on that folder, it does look like these are all password protected. So this is as far as I'm going to get. So again, just like I did with the last website, I want you to think about this. As a visitor, knowing nothing about your business, the first site menu item that I clicked on. I'm looking at customer photos, and then I'm going in and seeing a place that I can no longer progress past because I don't know these passwords. I'm not saying that this is wrong. If your site is strictly just for servicing your clients, then this is not a bad setup at all. Okay, this makes it easy for clients to find and access their photos. But if your site is set up so that you can get new clients for client acquisition and also service your clients, then you might want to think about the way that this is set up. You might want to think about making sure that it's easy for those visitors to get to where they're trying to go to learn more about you. Okay, I'm assuming that the rest of these galleries are going to be set up pretty much the same, but let's go ahead and just click on a few to take a look. Okay, and again, the other thing I want to point out too is I'm seeing the all photographs here. So I'm seeing it on all of these different links that I'm clicking on. Okay, so I could click on there and try to get into your all photographs. And again, these are things that you don't want showing. This is something you definitely don't want showing. Okay, so it looks like most of this is going to be the same. We're seeing client galleries that are locked with a password. It looks like for the most part, most of these are locked with a password, so I think that's perfectly fine. And again, if your website is solely to service your existing clients, there's nothing wrong with this setup at all, other than you have to keep in mind that potentially other people, more than just your client, are going to be finding this, and then are they going to be trying to access stuff that they shouldn't be accessing? Are they going to be trying to hack into galleries, trying to get the password to get in there and see stuff that they shouldn't be seeing? Those are things that you want to think about. But let's go ahead and move on to your portrait packages. Let's take a look at this. Okay, so we're in here. This is portrait packages. And again, the all photographs group's here. And I can see how many visitors have accessed this. Now this is a gallery, or maybe it's a group. Oh, this is a gallery. So it looks like there's lots of good information in here. A lot of good information in here. Okay, so this is a gallery that's set up really nicely as far as the SEO goes. You've really utilized that gallery caption to put information in here. And I can click on see these different information. So you have these call to actions in here. Lots of good information in here. One of the things that you might think about is the number of photos that you have here. Okay, because I can see that there are 17 pages of photos. Okay, and for me, this was not really obvious that this was your portrait or your portfolio section. I thought maybe this was where I was going to go to actually see pricing information. So you might want to think about that wording a little bit. I think that it's fine that it's set up to be your pricing and portrait or portfolio, because that's kind of what it's coming across like. It talks about your session fees, but then I can see your images. So I think it's fine that it's set to be that way. You might want to think about the way that it's worded so that people know, hey, if you're looking for examples of my work in a specific style, this is where you're going to go. Portfolios, senior portfolios, family portrait portfolios. And then honestly, if this was my website, I would have the portfolio ahead of the client proofs. That's just my personal opinion. But again, I think that this is really cool the way that you've done it. I just might think about the wording a little bit differently. What do you guys think in chat? Does this seem obvious that this is a portfolio section, or does this feel more like it's to go look at pricing, just pricing and packaging options? Okay. But we're going to go down here really quick and look. So I'm going to click this. There are 17 pages of photos, lots and lots of photos to scroll through. Okay, lots of photos to scroll through. So usually I try to recommend starting with at least your 10 to 20 best images from that genre of photography, because we don't want people spending a lot of time here. These are a lot of photos to scroll through. They're also really small, and it's just a lot of stuff to scroll through. And then down at the bottom, like I always point out, no caption or no categories and keywords. So information here, if you've keyworded these photos, it's not appearing to search results. It's not appearing to Google because it's not showing here. So you're missing out on some of the SEO benefits if you've categorized and keyworded these photos. Okay. And again, these are a lot of images to scroll through. Now they're absolutely beautiful images. Don't get me wrong. These photos are absolutely beautiful, but I would just think about culling these down a little bit to be the best 20, the best 15, 20 images. And then every year, right, as photographers, we need to go back and reality check our website. Did we update our portfolio? not adding to so that in 5 years we have hundreds of photos in our portfolio, but we're looking at those images that are in our existing portfolio and we're saying, okay, I really like this image, but I did some shots that were similar this year and I think that they're better and they really are a better or more accurate portrayal of where I'm at as a photographer right now. So swapping those out and keeping our portfolios fresh and updated. Right now, you guys, while we can't do a lot of shoots, is the time to be doing this stuff. Going in and updating your portfolio, okay? All right, let's go ahead and check out your reviews page really quick. So let's see here. So this is really cool. So this looks like, is this a custom page? Okay, so this is a custom page that you've set up in here. And I'm going to give you huge bonus points. This is a really, really cool custom page. You've got the nice logo here, just done a nice job. And then you've kind of done this layout with these different images and this text and all of this information over here. All right, so this is really, really cool. Now, a couple of things that I'll point out. Some of these reviews, as you guys can see, are a little small. It might be kind of hard to read. So it's something to think about there, making sure that whenever you write something, you create something like this, that you're not just looking at it and making sure it's readable for you, because maybe we have really good eyesight and maybe somebody that's looking at this doesn't. So passing it around to some of your friends and just being like, hey, is this easy to read? Do you have a hard time? What do you like about this? What do you think I need to update or change? Making sure that you're constantly getting other people's feedback and input on these types of things so that you can constantly be improving and making it look better. Okay, I think the layout's really, really cool. I like the way that you have this done. That's a little hard for me to read. This is going to be really hard for me to read right here. So that's it. Just thinking about those types of things, making it a little bit easier for people to read. Overall, absolutely beautiful images, beautiful, beautiful photos, really cool custom page, really cool design and layouts, just those few things. And really, guys, today, the big thing is about navigation, right? Thinking about that path that you're laying out for people, the navigation, how people are getting to the information that you want them to get to and making sure that it's clear. All right, you guys, thank you so much. I think, who was that? KJ Portraits, photography.com. Thank you so much for submitting your site. Very beautiful photos. Very, very beautiful photos. All right, you guys, I'm going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to be reviewing one of your guys' sites. So hopefully you guys have all had a chance to get your sites in that doc. We're going to be pulling one of those for a review. Again, if you haven't done this yet today, when I get off of the live stream, when the live stream is over, go into your account and check out BookMe. Okay? Do it. You'll be thankful that you did. I'm going to take a quick break and I'll be right back.
Hello, Zen friends. Katie here from Zenfolio's customer support team. Thank you for joining us for Site Review Tuesday. If you are here for our live broadcast, you may already see me right over here in YouTube chat, ready to help with any questions you may have. For those of you watching the recorded version of our broadcast, you can submit any questions that you might have in the link below in the video description. You can also submit your own site for our review in the links below. Also, if you love us as much as we love you, please be sure to click the like button on this video and subscribe to our channel for lots of great info on managing your Zenfolio account and customizing your site. We're so grateful to have these pre-submitted user sites. Now let's take one of your live submissions. Y'all are awesome. Thank you for watching.
All right. Thank you, Katie. You guys, she's doing such an awesome job. I love having Katie hang out with me week after week. She just does such a great job of taking care of you guys in chat. She's super amazing. Make sure that you guys are showing her some love and telling her thank you there in the chat. And thank you guys so much for hanging out with us too. Really quick, let me just shout some of you guys out. Tracy Gorman, Kathleen Riley. Hey, Kathleen. Dee Dee Barber hanging out with us again. Warren Wilson, Debbie Swanson, Lynn, Vicky. Let's see who else we got here. Let's see. A lot of you guys there. Let's see. Irene, Jeannie, Luke, Hector, Craigslist, a lot of you guys hanging out with us. Okay, so the live site that's going to be reviewed today, or not the live site, but the site that belongs to you guys is Victoria. I'm going to try to say it right. Make fun of me in the chat if I get it wrong, Victoria. It's Victoria Kari, I'm going to totally mess it up, so I'm just going to say Victoria C Photography. I'm going to pull it over so you guys can see this site. Okay, here we go. Let me get it pulled over here. Okay, Victoria, and let me get this sized up here really quick. And okay, we're gonna get 15 minutes up on the clock, so let me just do that and we'll get started here. That'll leave me about 5 minutes. I'll try to run through some questions if I have time. If not, I'll definitely tackle them on Thursday. But let's go ahead and get that review time started. Okay, so starting out right up here at the top, this is the web address for the site that we're reviewing right now. I'm not even going to take a stab at pronouncing that last name, Victoria C Photography. Okay, and so far, there's some things definitely that we can see that we're going to talk about, but let's just start up here at the top. I love the logo. I think the logo is really cool. You have it up here. Again, going back to the name of the site, right? If I hover over this, all we see is the name. And then just looking at this, there's more information that you can add into that title, right? So again, that setting is under, hover over your name. Let me show you guys where that's at, in fact. So that setting that controls this up here is under here. You go to account and then you go to website at the bottom. After you get that out of the way, you go to website, and right here is search engine optimization. This is what controls that homepage title. So you can see I have some random things written in here for this demo account, but that is what that's what controls that right there. So just so you guys can see where that setting is. Okay. All right. So let's pull this back up. And starting out the gate, we have landed on a homepage with a lot of images that are password protected. So one of the things that you want to make sure that you do is for your images that are on your homepage, even if they're being pulled from other galleries, maybe you're creating a homepage gallery. Usually what I recommend is having 3 different sections created in your account. Okay. 3 different folders kind of sectioning off the main areas of your account. All right. Something for public stuff, so like your homepage gallery, your portfolios, where all of it needs to be public and viewable and searchable, and then having a folder for client galleries where you're going to put client galleries that are going to be password protected and all of that good stuff, but then also a separate folder that's private, that's non-searchable for your stuff, right? Maybe you're uploading your logos or, doing different things, backing up your phone, your computer, whatever you're putting in there, something that where it cannot be accessible and it's private and it's safe for you. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started on this. We can't see any of the images on the homepage. Now it looks like Vicky's hanging out with us. Of course she's hanging out in the chat. She said that it's pronounced like Karai. Okay, Karai. So I think I can say that. Thanks, Victoria, for saying that. And she said that the password is, where did she go? I know she said that earlier. Where did she say? The link. No. LFP is the password. Okay, so let's click on this and let's get these photos to be visible. All right, so let's go back and let's see. There we go. She's already taking care of it in the background, making sure that things are open for us. Okay, so here we are on the homepage. And some beautiful images right here. Let's just scroll down and take a look. So for your homepage starting out, these are a lot of images to be on the homepage. They're absolutely beautiful photos. Again, what I would do is go through and cherry pick these, okay? Make sure that you're picking the best of the best, because we don't want people scrolling down on the homepage, spending a lot of time here. We want people going, oh, wow, these are really beautiful photos. Let's move on and let's learn more about Victoria and her business and see what she can offer us. That's what we want people doing. Okay, so some absolutely beautiful photos. If you're going to use this grid style layout, I would probably recommend going in and modifying a little bit so that it doesn't have this overlay right here. You can turn off the Facebook option and that should get rid of that hover overlay and not have that little gray box here. You also might think about the watermark here if you want that showing or not. But some absolutely beautiful images, just beautiful, beautiful photos. Let's go check out your gallery really quick. So we have galleries, we've got families, teens, headshots, scenic and other, seniors, and events. So we're going to start off up on families right here. And all right, so the very first time we click on that, we are hitting what's called visitor sign-in. So if you guys aren't familiar with what visitor sign-in is, this lets you collect visitor information. Okay, so in order to view these photos, I have to put my name and my email address in here. Okay, it's really useful, but the only question I like to pose on this is, does this become a barrier for people to get in and see your photos? All right, if you have a portfolio and you want people to view those, maybe having that visitor sign in here is not the first experience that you want them to have. All right. I know it is a common business practice, and not that there's anything wrong with it. I did do a live stream that talks about creating a portfolio preview and then getting people to go into another portfolio to then get them with visitor sign in. So if that's a flow that you're interested in to allow you to collect visitor information, if you go to our YouTube channel, just type in the word portfolio preview, that video should come up and we'll show you that process and what it looks like. Okay, so just so we can progress past this point, and really quick, Victoria, is it Victoria? Yes, it is Victoria. While I'm here, your all photographs group is showing. So you want to make sure that we get rid of that and don't have that accessible so that people can't get into your all photographs group. Okay. But let's go ahead and put a name in here really quick. So I'm just going to say Robert, and we'll say Robert at rob@yopmail.com. We'll hit continue. And now we can get access to these images. And what happened on the back end was that information went into Victoria's contact information. And now if she wants to mark it out to me, she has my email information, and she can do that if she wants through Zenfolio if she wants to do that. So we're looking at families. All right, and let's take a look here. So a couple of things I'm going to point out. One, Victoria, I have no idea where you're located. Okay, so far I don't know where you're located at. Two, we're in the gallery. Let's get if this is a portfolio gallery, let's get your gallery caption going right up here. That way you can write some information in here about family sessions. Why do you love family sessions? What are some of your favorite places to photograph family sessions? What's that experience like? Maybe a short snippet of a client quote or something like that in there. That's all kinds of information that you can put into the caption of this gallery so that when visitors land on this, they see that information, but also search engines read that information, and it helps your SEO as well. Okay, so we're going to scroll down. We're just going to keep taking a look here. Lots of good images in here, beautiful images. I would probably cull this down just a little bit. We don't want to spend a whole lot of time in here scrolling. And then down here at the bottom, so we're missing the categories and keywords. So if you've categorized, keyworded these photos, done your SEO work, right now you're not getting any of the benefits of that because it's not showing. And that information has to be showing so that Google can index it and help rank you accordingly in search results. Now, also while I'm down here, you have the like and the tweet button showing. Nothing wrong with that. The like button setting at 0. Phone in a friend and have them come in and give you some likes in here so that when visitors land on this and they scroll down, they're not seeing a like button with 0 likes. Or you could just turn it off, totally up to you. But either have somebody like it, or maybe you might think about turning that option off. All right, let's go back up to the top, and let's go down to the next one. I'm going to give you bonus points, though, for setting up a nice drop-down menu. You guys can see how easy this is to navigate. There's just this drop-down menu where I'm hovering over it and going to the next portfolio. Okay, and now what's happened is that visitor sign-in option that I did was actually turned on at the group level where these different galleries were in. So once I did the visitor sign in on that first family gallery, I no longer have to do the sign in. Either that or Victoria's getting sneaky on the background and turning it off before I go to the next one. But either way, I didn't have to do that visitor sign in. So again, just some really beautiful photos. Love to see a gallery caption in here. And then I'm sure I'm going to have the same feedback. No categories and keywords. The tweet and the like button are down here as well. But still, just some really, really beautiful photos. Just absolutely beautiful photos. Let's click on an image really quick. I noticed that these are all being cropped at square. So I don't know if you're cropping those or if that's your gallery setup. Let's see. So it looks like that is the gallery layout. Okay. So one of the things you want to be careful with using this square gallery layout. Okay. And it's going to be under options, and then grid options, and it's actually going to be your grid layout. Okay, there's different ways that your grid can be. Square is an option, and one of the things that you have to be careful with this square grid option is that if you're not centering your subject, okay, sometimes they can get cropped off. Okay, if you have you know, not enough headspace up here, and maybe part of this could get cropped off. So it depends on the image, especially if it's a landscape oriented image. You'll see a lot of stuff get cropped off the landscape oriented image. So that's one thing you want to be aware of. You can set up your galleries to show their images in their true actual aspect ratio. So just something to keep in mind on your gallery layouts. All right, let's go here. Let's take a look at a few more of these, and then we'll jump into your about page. So things are pretty consistent. One of the things I do want to point out that we lost was if I go back to your home page really quickly. All right, we have this really cool logo right up here. Okay, this is your home page menu. But when we go to a menu item, we're not using your homepage menu anymore, and we're now using your site header. So the reason that I point that out is because you might think about getting your logo uploaded into your site header, or maybe just using your site header on your homepage and not using the homepage menu. And the benefit to doing that is that your navigation and your header menu stays the same across your entire website. No matter if you're on the homepage or your galleries, this menu will stay exactly the same. Because right now, if we go back to home, it changes back to that homepage menu and looks a little different. Not a deal breaker at all. You've done a great job of keeping the colors and the branding the same, but just something I like to point out. Consistency is really nice, especially when you're having visitors come here. You don't want them feeling like, oh, whoa, did I go somewhere else? Am I still at the same place? So just something to think about. All right, let's check out your scenics and other galleries here. All right, and so it looks like maybe this was a recently uploaded gallery. Not all the preview images are uploaded or rendered yet. So one of the things you guys need to be aware of is whenever you upload a gallery, Zenfolio does generate preview images. We never show your original image file online. We take that image file, we store it, and then we generate preview images to be used on your website. So occasionally you'll see those little spinny wheels. That's just us generating those preview images. Most of the time it happens really fast and you don't even notice it, but sometimes you might notice it depending on how many images are being uploaded. Okay, so this is scenics, and let's just kind of take a look. So again, some absolutely beautiful photos, not seeing any titles, any captions, any keywords, anything that's really going to be bringing traffic to this site from any kind of searching or anything like that. So something to think about there. Let's click on a photo really quick because I can see that you have this set up. Now, one of the things you want to think about is this buying experience, okay? Right now, you have the buying experience set up to use both the quick shop and the shop home, but it looks like maybe the products have not been added to the quick shop list. And so I have to click visit shop to actually purchase this image. All right, so let's see what options are here. Okay, so we've got prints, we've got other options in here. And so this is what that buying experience is like to a client. Okay, so we can go in here, we can see the different options. So what I would suggest doing here is one of two things. Okay, either go into that price list and get those products added into your quick shop list. And if you're not sure how to do that, there's a really great tutorial that I just put out like last month. It's the whole buying experience. It shows you how to set it up from start to finish, including quick shop. If Katie will throw that link out, I would go check that out. It will show you how to set up your quick shop and your client buying experience. So I would recommend doing one of two things here. Either get your items added into your quick shop list so this list isn't empty, or go into options and shopping setup and set this buying experience to use the shop home pages only. So that way, whenever somebody clicks on an image, rather than seeing this, they'll just see a little buy button that they click on and it takes them to the shop pages, okay? So that is one of the options that I would use. I like quick shop, it's really easy, and that's the option that I prefer typically. All right, let's go back, let's see. Let's try to progress a little bit further. Let's see. Let's go to About really quick. Let's check out your About page. Okay, so you've got an About photo in here, nice About photo. So many times I see photographers who don't have a photo of their face. Okay, so think about that from a visitor or a client's perspective. If they're getting ready to meet you somewhere and they've never met you before, and on your About page you have a scenic picture that you've taken, or maybe a picture of you behind a camera where they can't really see your face. Think about how awkward that meeting is going to be when they're like, oh, is that the photographer? I really have no idea because I have no clue what they look like. So I'm going to say bonus points for having a photo of you up here. You have some good information right here. I can finally see where you're located. It looks like you're in Maryland. I'm going to challenge you to get an About video. Every time I see an About page, I always say, let's try to get an About video in here. Let's talk about why we love what we do. Maybe show some behind the scenes footage or something like that to really let your personality come across. Because when people go to your About page, they really want to know, are they going to connect with you? They've seen your work. They know what kind of work you do. They want to know, are they going to like you? Are they going to get along with you? What is the chemistry that you're going to have between you, the photographer, and the subject? And is it going to be good? Because we all know that shows in the images if the chemistry is good or not. All right. Thank you so much, Victoria. You have a beautiful site. Good start. Just a few things there. Your images are absolutely beautiful, though. Thank you so much for submitting it. Hopefully that review was helpful. All right, you guys. We've got like 3 minutes and 57 seconds left. So I'm just going to say this again for anybody who's just jumping on and's missed it yet. When this gets done, do yourself a favor, go into your account and click on BookMe and go check it out. Okay? Do yourself a favor and go check BookMe, go check it out. All right, there's going to be a video and a live stream coming up on BookMe, not this week, but probably the following week where we're going to talk about it in depth. But guys, this is something that you have been asking for. Okay, this is something that you guys have been asking for. It's here. So make sure that you go in there and you click that and you check that out. Okay, because it's here for you guys now. You've been asking for it. Go in there and check it out. Okay, let's see. Really quick, CEC store, is it St. George or Storage? I think I always say Storage, is asking for the link for the quick shop. I won't have time to go through that process really quick, but if you will do a search on our YouTube channel for customizing the client buying experience, okay? Those are the words that you want to search for, customizing the client buying experience. That video is going to take you through customizing the client buying experience. And then also, if you go to our channel and just type in, I think it's getting started selling here on Zenfolio. If you type those words in, there'll be a video that really recent come up that will walk you through that process 100% through, show you sales tax, digital downloads, all of that stuff. Okay. So it's going to take you and walk you through that whole process and show you how to set all of that stuff up. All right. All right. So unfortunately, guys, we are out of time. I do want to say thank you so much again to all of you guys who jumped on here and hung out with me today on Site Review Tuesday. Lots of names here. Kathleen Riley, Vicky Correa. Did I say it right? Did I say it right? Hopefully I said it right. Dee Dee Barber, Tracy Gorman, Warren Wilson, Debbie Swanson, Lynn, let's see, CEC, Janelle Kemper, and anybody else whose name I missed. Herb, let's see, Katie, Craigslist, all of you guys, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today. Don't forget, you guys, Zenfolio Live coming up this Thursday, exactly the same time as we went live today. So every week, Site Review Tuesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. Zenfolio Live, same time, 2 p.m., 11 a.m. Pacific. On Thursdays. This week, we're going to be talking about best settings for digital downloads. So I'm going to talk a little bit about setting up digital downloads, show you the settings, but I'm going to be showing you how to set digital downloads up to sell and then how to get those digital downloads to clients who maybe have already paid for them in their session. So make sure that you check out this Thursday because we're going to be doing best settings for digital downloads here on Zenfolio. All right. And hey, you guys, today, tomorrow, sometime this week, do something for somebody nice, right? We're all in this together. It doesn't take much time to say a kind word to somebody. It doesn't take much effort to smile, to show somebody that you care about them, and to work together to make this world a better place. We're all stuck in this together. We can all reach out and help each other, lift each other up, encourage one another, and work together to make things better, okay? So think about that. I'll see you guys again this Thursday. Until then, I hope that you guys have a wonderful week, and I'll see you guys again Thursday.